All right, hit the live button. Let's see if it's on the Facebooks. Quit.
I can't help it, dude. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Pointer Sisters, late 80s, exciting.
What?
Oh, yeah, it's true. The Love Boat.
How do I find groups that I made versus groups that I'm in? Holy shit.
What?
I don't know how to use Facebook. Also helps if you type BizCraft and not BuzzCraft. Look at there. Wow. I'm gonna go meta. Look at that.
Why do you not even act like I'm frozen?
Because I've seen the joke before. Look at
Could you see the tears in my eyes forming?
that.
I was like, God damn it, Gene, ask me if I'm frozen. I'm about to die.
Make a joke. Are you frozen? Are you frozen? It's the worst show on the internet.
It's a new podcast. Are you frozen?
It's just an hour of that.
That's right. Are you frozen?
What you been up to since last week?
Now? What's that?
What? I said, what have you been doing since last Monday?
Well, I worked. I ate food.
Good.
That's useful. I watched my Jaguars suck it up on Thursday night.
Hey, I can't say much else.
I watched your Vikings not help me out of that debacle on Sunday. Played a lot of chess. My good boy Gabe Levine. What a good boy he is.
Good boy, Gabe.
Good boy, Gabe. You're a good. Who's a good lawyer? Who's a good lawyer? You are. Have you ever seen that? I don't know if it's a meme or what it was, but it's the guy and he's with his dog and they're like looking out over a sunset, and then the dog's like, "What if I never find out who the good boy is?"
Who's the good boy?
I don't know, dude. Tell me.
I want to know.
Who is the good boy?
Let me in on this.
Well, it was good seeing you, Gene.
Yeah, man, it's a great show.
No, man, it's been a week. Stuff going on in the news. Of course, this isn't a live show, so it'll be weeks from now. Who knows?
Yeah.
By the time this airs, we may have the remnants of a new president.
We might.
I don't know.
So, news broke over the weekend. Did you catch any of that?
News broke?
Yeah.
Well, it's been broken for a while now.
It has been broken. It's been quite
broken. Which news are you talking about there, Gene?
The old New York Times Trump tax dodge debacle.
Well, the thing, Gene, we don't understand is that he is a stable genius.
Stable genius.
He, we play by the rules.
Yeah.
He knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
See, that's what you need to realize. That's why I put a big flagpole in my yard.
You got a flagpole in your yard?
No, I would never.
Oh, okay.
I would never do that. But if I did, it would be because of the New York Times article. Now, it won't, it was so funny. I was talking with some friends about this. I was like, it won't make a difference. After all the other stuff.
I think that people who support him will continue to support him.
Yeah. And maybe there are people who are like in the fringe.
Yeah.
That'll be like, well, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it helps continue to push the, don't like him thing down the road.
Well,
it just seems like if you don't like him, this is like, yep, I still don't like him. It's not gonna.
Well, it's not about liking or not liking. It's about the damage he's doing to the very fabric of society.
Well, yeah.
Wow. I will never be that eloquent again.
That was pretty good.
Thanks.
You're up there with Dan Rather.
Well, yeah. Dan Rather, talk about something else.
Okay. Yeah, well, hey.
So what about you? How was the gym? Like, what's happened since then? Has anybody reached their goals?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
You're just like managing them.
Pretty much. Yeah, we're doing good. Doing all right. Hanging in there.
Okay.
Same shit, different week.
I got a question for you, Gene.
Yeah, man. Shoot.
It's a question that everybody in business needs to ask at some point or time. Is this shit worth it? I mean, at what point do you say, all right, I'm done. I've got to try something else. When do you hit the big fat reset button, Gene?
Well, so there's a difference between calling it a day and hitting the reset button.
Oh, please go on.
Well, you're talking to the wrong person. I can never. I don't know when to quit. Right?
Okay.
That's my problem. Like, I think I did events about 2 or 3 years longer than I should have. And at the same time, there are businesses that if I would have given up on or turned them off when I thought I should, I wouldn't be in the position I am now. So I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I am the, never give up, never quit guy. But that doesn't mean keep doing the same shit every day if it ain't working.
You mean no surrender, no retreat? Did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
It was so bad. It was a Russian fighter with a New York accent.
It's not good.
Okay, whatever. Okay, so you don't know. So tell me the other side then. It's not about quitting. It's about changing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to use the word pivot.
Well, you just did.
I don't know that that's really what we're talking about. We're not talking about that word pivot in the sense of like just change trajectory. You know what I mean? You're still there. You're still working your ass off. I'm still making these widgets or whatever I'm doing, but like I've got to kind of, shift with the stream a little bit. When you say reset button, I mean like this business don't work. I got to go get a job or I got to like completely change it or start over, but I'm not like just shuttering this whole thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense because if there's one thing that's true when you're in your business, right? It's that at this point in time, you know more than you ever did before about what works and what doesn't work. So you're in a better position to succeed than you ever were before.
Right.
No matter how bad the thing that just happened is, you're already smarter than you were. So yeah, I don't think it's about shutting it down unless something better shows up and you can't do both and you don't have a way out. But when you look at making a change, like let's say with the gym, right? Or period 3 even, like how do you make the decision what to change, how to change it, what to change to? Is it gut? Do you try to find data? Is it a combination? You just ask me.
Why would I'm not.
Damn, dude.
I would like to think, I mean, the answer would be like, hey, review everything carefully, collect data, make the best decision possible. But I don't think anybody does that shit.
Oh, we forgot the other option. Over beers. I just make a decision over beers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've always, anytime I've changed things drastically with my web design company, it's always been as a reaction to something, as a reaction to some major stimulus, like some big problem or like, some client issue or some shit I messed up pretty bad. Like it's always correcting the ship that requires like massive changes.
Okay, I'm going to come back to pick on major stimulus later. Do you feel that? Yeah, I think it was major stimulus. But I want to talk about this. So you want data.
But that's my point. Like what data would you be looking at?
Is it statistically relevant?
I mean, if you're like, you're not going to like, I mean, what are you talking about? Like, oh shit, we bought all this stuff and now we can't sell it. That's not data. That's like,
no,
shit's not working.
Well, that's it, right? And so if you're running a web shop, is
Or
it anything more than
any services based anything?
right? But
If you're a
hear me
roofer,
out, Gene. Can I ask my own question for trying not to drop the bombs? Okay. So if you're running a web shop, not a digital agency, what that crap is. No. Do you just say, okay, we were trying to sell this and nobody's buying this, so now we're going to sell something else? Do you say we were trying to sell this, but nobody was buying it, so we're going to repackage it?
I think it depends on where you are in the lifespan of your company. Like take a web shop. That's what you just said, right? Like a web shop.
Yeah.
If you are like, hey, me and my buddy started this business, we're going to build websites for people, and then like you can't sell any websites. There ain't no like pivot. You're not changing shit. You're just like, you ain't doing any work.
What if we called them
Yeah, I mean,
web pages?
all right.
We'll sell them 3 at a time.
That's like,
in bulk.
But I will tell you, I tried a few years back to not kind of change what we were doing. So we were building websites for clients, and we were just like building the site and then being like, here you go, next. Like here's your thing. We our idea was like, we should build this thing so good it should last. You shouldn't have to work with us to update it, like all this shit, right? And so that's kind of the model we were in, and we were like, find another client, build another project, find another client, build another project.
Yeah.
And so
we all were project based.
Yeah, and so I'm not that smart, but someone had given me some info.
Friends agree.
Yeah. So I was like, man, what would make sense is if we didn't have to find 27 clients a year, we only had to find like 2. And so how do we do that? We have to take care of us. We have to figure out a way to take care of the clients we have and like keep engaging them and keep building business with them. And the staff that I had didn't. They were like, no.
But then we'll have to be nice to them, Gene.
Yeah, and then we'll have to like
know when we told an untruth.
Yeah, and it was like, we build things. We don't maintain things.
Oh yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
We were very snotty about that.
Yeah, and so I think as an industry we were snotty about it, but
yeah, that's what I mean.
And so that didn't work. Those people aren't here anymore, but it's not necessarily because of that. It's because bad things that I did, decisions and just doing dumb shit, whatever. That definitely didn't help maintain that next level. But we've changed our business model, and that's largely what we do now. And we don't have to find 27 clients a year. We only have to find like 4 or 5. And it's a big difference. And it, I had thought that, maybe that would suck, right? It would suck to maintain work and, just help people along instead of like the big creative explosion and making things every couple of months, brand new. I actually like it better. I didn't realize how stressful that business life was.
Oh yeah.
Opposed to now, and it's
constantly wondering if you're going to get the next thing.
Yeah, it's a much less stressful environment, and our payroll is covered with maintenance and agreements, and everything's in place, and they our clients like us, and we like them, and it's a good place, and it is something that, man, I wish we would have done a long time ago. I wish I would have made it happen, and I think that's a good example of maybe what you're asking about. Not like I was like, this sucks. I'm done. I don't want to build another website. Like to like now, I actually enjoy this business. I enjoy the things we do. I like talking. I can see their strategy. My clients, I can see where they want to take things in the next year or two, and we're working on those continual projects about what they're doing with their websites and their content and their business, and actually doing some real consulting as opposed to just that initial project is just surface level stuff, right?
Let's talk about the word consulting for a minute.
Oh, that's a good word.
That word.
I'm not sure it's a real word.
I'm a consultant.
Yeah,
I'm a consultant. I build websites.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm going to tell you how we build them too.
Yeah.
But now I know.
And it turns out everyone's the same.
It bugs the crap out of me.
Yeah.
So okay, with what you're saying, and I'm with you, because I remember we had gotten hosting to a point where hosting was covering a good 12% of our
Right.
monthlies, you know?
Right.
And then the team decided they didn't want to do hosting anymore. And I was like, look, here's the thing. They're going to call you either way.
Oh man,
They'll get the money when they're going to call you.
I use the same words. Yeah, and it's
then you
true.
call them. Then you call Rackspace, or you call Media Temple, or you call whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, absolutely.
But the same thing with maintenance. And maintenance is a great place for somebody new to cut their teeth, right? So it's like, and everybody's going to roll through and they're going to take their shot. But, that was a change that happened because you start realizing we're losing too much money.
Yeah.
We actually, so I also mean it like this. So we got to a point where we were so process heavy that we lost a project because somebody thought we wouldn't be flexible.
That's true.
It was a big gig. And they saw us as having built a conveyor belt for what we were doing. And the thing was, we get through when we were 4 people, we'd get through 20, 25 websites a month.
Good Lord.
Oh man. We did not let people change crap.
Right.
I mean, we were hard to work with. And that was the thing. That's why we were project based, right? Because at the end of it, if I see you in public, I hope you're not throwing a punch. We weren't that bad. Like, we kept our word. We were nice, but we also were like, look, if you want to make that change, we're going to put everything on hold. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But it led to me spinning up Engine Express. And I don't know if you remember this, but there was this whole, I don't know if it was a big wave. Maybe there was just a few of us that did it, but it was like all the quality, none of the process. And it was just like, you're going to lose control.
Oh, I got you.
A lot of creativity. We're going to make those decisions, but instead of costing you 25 grand, it's going to cost you 10 grand. But we're going to get through it. That thing never worked, but it always worked because suddenly it was positioning the higher priced item. And we didn't know anything about pricing theory or methodology or positioning or, any of that kind of crap. But then when people suddenly said, okay, so if I want to get the full package, it's going to be 25 grand. This was some shit that really pissed people off. We posted prices on the website at one point. Like, this is what a website costs. People say, how am I supposed to answer that question? I don't know. I'm going to put it on the website. You can tell them in person if you want. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm building a house. Well, is it at the beach or is it off in the woods?
Yeah. It's all the same.
For God's sakes, we have to get over ourselves. It's like value-based pricing, if it's got value to you, okay, to build it, then build it. But we just lost the -1 listener that we had. And that was me. I quit listening.
No, that's interesting stuff.
Did you ever do stuff like that? Did you ever try to spin up? Like, I don't want to say that you were, packaging services, product.
No, that's what it was. Yeah, I'm trying to make a product. We tried for years to make a product inside of doing services, and we weren't even like aware that we were like a service provider. Like, it's like, you're using this term to classify things. We were like, whatever, let's make a product, because 37 Signals was telling everybody to make products and shit. So we're like, we're doing that because those guys are cool. We didn't know, but yeah, several times. Like, we did a quality assurance product. We did a content organization product.
Oh yeah, what was that one like?
None of it ever fucking sold for shit.
What was the content organization thing?
Well, it's like what's the fucking word? Content. What is it? Content.
I'm not going to bail you out here. You're a professional podcaster. Pull it together, Crawford.
The stuff that Christina Halverson does.
It's not content strategy.
Yes, I think it is. No.
What are you talking about?
It's basically like,
you built an app that was going to do content strategy. No, you were doing something that was more content gathering.
Yeah, the app was Brian. We're like, you did. We just made a website. Yeah.
For those of you at home, I just gave Gene the look.
It was a web form that you put all your stuff in, and then Brian got an email and he organized it for you.
And
that was it.
And that's what Christina does.
Well, probably.
I'm going to make her listen to this episode.
I would love to have her laugh at that.
Ms. Halverson, I think you should. Mr. Crawford is confused as to what you do. He feels that you receive emails with content in a spreadsheet, and you go, "Ooh, this field 17 should be field 12. I shall move it."
That's what happens.
Snorted.
Stupid shit.
Okay, so Are You Frozen podcast idea didn't work. But what about if we just look at each other funny, but it's an audio podcast?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I like that one.
That's pretty good. No one will know the joke.
No. So Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
I say it correctly?
correct enough.
Okay. Ghost. Just want to say, I took care of the spirit in the woods. So I got that new, L1R1 attack. Don't ever do this on a podcast. So that's kind of fun.
You're about halfway.
I guess so. I'm moving along. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I just, you know what I do? I look like a pretty little tumbler until I put a sword in your throat. It's like I just roll around in the dirt.
So what costume or armor do you wear the whole time?
I have no idea.
What does your character look like?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't. You know what? When I play RPGs and stuff, I never level up. I don't. Does that bother you?
No, not at all.
I don't ever. You know what? It says you have these points, and then I'll be like, oh look, I can do something with stances, and suddenly I can add 12.
My guy just got really badass.
No wonder this game is so difficult.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Did you finish it? You're not playing anymore?
I don't know if you can finish it, but I have gotten through the game and I've played several hours after. You basically turn into Batman.
The question, well, okay.
I mean, you're Batman.
I think that would be.
But you're already Batman. You already know that, huh?
I think that would be inappropriate. Well, Batman, not a samurai.
Batman's kind of like a samurai.
Ninja.
He's like a ninja samurai.
Now, Robin, when he becomes Nightwing, I'm not a DC person.
So do you play more as a samurai or do you play more as a ninja in that game?
I play as a winner. That's just the way I show up in life.
Do you assassinate people in the dark or do you just walk up to them and fight them?
What would you call it if I jump off a rooftop?
Awesome.
But I yell their name right before there's that button that says assassinate.
I click that one a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about when you're running full speed on your horse and then you jump off your horse to attack?
Pretty fun, right?
That's cool.
It's pretty fun.
But back to the video game. Okay, sorry. I just need to check in with you to see if you were still playing.
Yeah.
Because I get the sense you're not. I can tell because you seem stressed out.
I'm not as obsessed with it as I was.
Okay.
But I do play it every once in a while. I played it for about an hour this weekend. But see, I have a problem. Like when I get the game, I play it like constantly, and then
you're a completionist.
Maybe I obsessive.
Okay, when you are starting out a game, like what level of difficulty do you put it on?
Whatever it turns on with.
So you put it at the standard level.
I guess I don't ever really switch it.
See, I used to do this all the time. I put it one level above the standard level.
Woo!
And then I would get really frustrated, and I wouldn't finish the game.
It's super hard. You go all the way down.
I do.
I just want to see the cuts. You can just watch the cutscenes on YouTube.
Yeah, I could do that, but I want to be the one cutting the scene.
Oh, I see.
Except for Spider-Man, because I just look like I have freaking.
You seen the Miles Morales stuff, videos for that game that's coming out? I don't know if it's a new game or an addition to the Spider-Man game.
I don't know. No, I haven't.
But it's Miles Morales. Like
Is
that.
it good?
I just saw the video. It looks really cool.
I love playing as Miles in that game.
Pretty rad.
Yeah, Uncle's a whatever. All right. Okay, so back to business. Interesting. I just want to share this with everybody. So my lease on my car evidently expired. I finished the 3 years and I forgot to take the car in.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
what do they do?
nothing.
Oh.
I just told them I was self-quarantining.
You just figured out the matrix.
I did. See, COVID has
That's
given us a new lease on life.
Literally.
Hey, Gene. No, I called them. I was like, hey, I totally forgot to bring the car back. It had only been a couple of days, right?
Okay.
And they said, well, you made an extra payment. So we already extended it a month. I was like, really?
Huh.
And they were like, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe you shouldn't have sent in the extra payment. That's how tightly I pay attention to my finances, Gene. But yeah, so if you forget to turn in your car at the end of a lease, just send another payment. Go, oops. And then they've told me anytime in the next 6 months, if I decide I don't want to make a payment, just bring the car back. That's business.
Huh. That's really interesting.
Now, what if somebody didn't bring the website back?
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What would you do if somebody didn't bring the website back?
What do you mean bring it back?
Okay, the analogy is not perfect. Okay. Have you ever had somebody that didn't make the final payment, but the website was live?
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
I love the people, like you'll go to a website and it goes, this person didn't pay me for the site. So I have taken it down until I receive the final payment. Have you ever seen one of those?
I've never seen that.
Not since the mid 2000s.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
But they were out there.
I'm certain they are. And if I would have heard about that in the mid 2000s, I would have done it. We have been paid in furniture. We've been paid in a car.
What?
Yeah.
We
had
me about this.
Right about
showed up with fucking Ames chair. Hey, voila.
Office chairs.
The $3,500 chair. Enjoy.
A couple of computers. No, I don't remember the year. I'm gonna say like 2004. I don't know. It's when the housing market there were like all the buyback houses and people were buying 2 houses. It was like really, so it was like a refinancing boom and all kinds of shit. I think it was right around 2004.
Oh yeah. All the paper money.
We expanded into Texas and we had several clients in Texas and one of them
expanded period 3 into Texas.
Yeah, one of them. Go ahead.
Austin?
No, Dallas.
All right.
that's believable, but
Rain?
Grapevine, Texas, actually.
Grapevine, Flower Mound.
Yeah. But it was I even forget the name of the company, but they did the refi and stuff like that, and they just kind of like overnight went out of business, and we had a bunch of work. I actually had someone on site doing work for them, and he's like, "Yo, I can't get into their office, and there's no one here." And so I had to.
That was amazing.
I had to fly out there. We flew out there to meet with them. They were declaring bankruptcy, and they were just like, "Look, I don't know what we can do." They owed it was like not a lot, but it was like 30 grand, 35 grand.
30 grand's a lot when you're a small shop.
Yeah. And we were just like,
people were you? 8, 9 people maybe?
1, 2, 3, 5.
Okay. I figured it was smaller, but I didn't want to make you feel bad.
No, it's fine. But we were like, that's an awful nice Audi.
Thank you.
And they were like,
oh,
it's yours if you call it even.
Really?
Yeah.
And what'd you do with the car?
My partner, Jason, at the time, he lived there, and it was his car.
And he took it in lieu of pay for a while?
No, I mean, we still paid each other, but we were just like, I was like, I don't want to take this thing back to South Carolina. He's like, well, my wife can drive it or whatever. We're like, sure, I don't give a fuck. Just drive it.
Were you equal partners?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Doesn't seem like it. Seems like he walked away with a not a $30,000 car.
Like the flip side is like, we don't get paid. That's so long ago. I'm not even mad about that anymore.
I know. I promised you I wouldn't sneeze. I'm so sorry.
I'm out.
You're out $30,000. Jason's wife has an Audi.
He drove it for a long time.
I don't know his wife that well. Okay.
Yep. That was that. We had
another. Your wife know this story?
Yeah.
She was cool with it.
Yeah. Why is this weird to you?
I'm worried about you giving things away instead
of like
yourself.
10 years ago. That was longer than that.
I was gonna say, do your math, smart fella. Okay. So you got paid with a car. You got paid with furniture. What was the furniture story?
Yeah, it was another Texas client. We took some desks and the computer.
Up with Texas.
It was like 2 good years, man. We expanded. We did a bunch of really great work for like 2 years, making good money. And then like all of a sudden, like within a month, like we got sued by a client in Texas. 2 clients went out of business in Texas. And then we had been working with one forever. And it just like, they quit doing work with us. Like the whole, like, I don't know what happened to the whole state. Like some bad shit went down or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
Yeah, but never been back to Texas.
Never.
I've been to Austin on a friendly trip, like for fun.
So lying. We do on the podcast now.
Is Austin really part of this? I guess
it's a circle of blue and a sea of red.
Yeah, I mean it's like
it is part of it.
Technically there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's there. Okay. So furniture and a car. I'm trying to think anything. Well, we got paid in cash once. Somebody brought a brown bag of $10,000 in cash.
Whoa, that's cool.
That was something. I remember they were, we were big in the service industry. So like bars and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Pay in cash, man.
That makes sense.
But I remember our accountant saying, "Do not deposit this."
Right.
Do not make any large purchases. I was like, okay, I'm not going to get a Lamborghini for $10,000. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I can't even make this month's payroll.
I'm really bummed out though. We never got paid in any kind of material goods.
Here's one. So, you used to watch wrestling when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, my dad was way into it.
You remember Ric Flair?
Woo!
So we did some work for Ric Flair.
I kind of knew this.
He lives here in the Carolinas, and it was like $16,000 worth of work, and we got a deposit. He paid a deposit. He paid like $4,000 deposit, but then the time came. We were done because it was real fast. We were done, and he's like, "Hey, how about I pay you in Ric Flair money, or Ric Flair? I forget what he called it.
Flair time.
Yeah, whatever. Ric Flair time." And I was like, "What's Ric Flair time?" He's like, "You take me out to dinner, we hang out, buy me some drinks. Ric Flair time." I was like, "How about you pay me the $10,000 and show me?" I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
What did he say?
He was like, I respect that. I respect that. And he never paid us.
Of course not. But you could have had that whole real boost to your personal brand.
He paid one more, like another part of it, and then about half of it he never paid.
You should have put up where his website was.
But joke's on him because we
sign.
Because I knew that
sign that said, "This is where Ric Flair's website should be," but he didn't pay.
Yeah. It actually said it was a. So here's what the deal was. It was a payday lending company. So he would front you some money, but when you loaded the page, it went, "Woo!"
Man.
And he was like, "No one." They're like, "No one's doing this." Like,
yeah.
No, I'm like,
shocker.
I wonder why. No one wants to take out a payday loan with Ric Flair.
I don't know.
I mean,
now Gene Okerlund.
Yeah, man.
I would have done that. Gene Okerlund, trust that guy.
I've done some dumb shit. done dumb client shit.
Yeah. What's the worst client you ever had in terms of a client that you really didn't want to share with anyone? Like, not the work, not the individual, just the space that they were in, the thing that they created.
The one I feel the worst about was first something. I don't even fucking remember. But they were like a payday loan thing.
Yeah.
But we did the work because we had done, it was a bank, like a legit bank, which that, it's kind of nasty enough, but it was like a bank, and they had like 2 subsidiaries that they hired us. They were like, we got 3 projects, and we got involved, and then these 2 things, and they were like, it was predatory lending for fucking sure. And like, the sites are still up. I still feel like, fuck, like, ugh. Like, it's just a bad, like, nah, I never should have done that work. But
did you know when you were doing it what it was?
Yeah. And that's why, it's more like just myself.
Yeah.
I got to live with it, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and now you have to live with me reminding you all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
early on in my career, I did some work for RJ Reynolds.
Oof. That's a tough one.
It wasn't straight up. It was for their NASCAR branding.
Right.
Thing. They were doing some like NASCAR T-shirts and stuff like that, but still, it's
Well, it's weird because alcohol's okay, but cigarettes are not. But alcohol is okay, and cigarettes are not.
Weird, right? Well, yeah. I mean,
hey, next week I get my medical marijuana caregiver card.
Ooh.
So I can take care of my mom.
Take care of your mom.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
Wrong. That sounded really wrong.
I think everyone knows what you meant.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited. I went into Doc MJ today. That's what it's called, Doc MJ. Look it up. One of the biggest marijuana doctors. Well, he's not like oversized. I've never met the person. Never met the person, but the company, Doc MJ, just they are the ultimate Doc MJ in a box, right?
I saw a meme that was like, this bathroom is for eating families only. It was like in a restaurant. It was like,
nice.
Sorry.
But it was great. I walked in there and just nice woman, mask on, for COVID. I'd never been to Doc MJ. I don't know what this place is going to be like.
You know what to expect.
And I said, hey, I was interested in becoming a medical marijuana caregiver. And she looked at me, she went, okay.
You're going to need some marijuana first.
And she said, who's this for? I said, my mom. And she goes, oh, and what's your mom's name? And so I told her, and I said, I got her ID number and all that kind of stuff. She's got her card. She goes, oh, she already has a caregiver. I said, I said, okay, is it, and I said the woman's name, right? And she goes, yeah. And I said, okay. I said, well, she works where my mom works. And the woman went, oh, well, that's a felony. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I said, she works where my mom lives. So my mom lives in an assisted living facility.
Right.
She goes, oh, well, then basically she's violated federal law that if you are, because that means she has access to your mom's record. She has access to all this stuff. I said, oh. I said, what if we just say that I'm wrong?
Yeah.
And I'll go over there and change it to me. And she goes, yeah, just do that. She goes, hey, I'm not going to do anything. I said, okay. I said, good. Because I don't think Doc MJ needs this hanging over their heads.
No. What the hell?
But yeah, evidently it's a felony. I called my mom. I said, hey, did you know? And she goes, well, she only works here part-time. So we figured, it's only going to be half a felony?
Part-time felony.
So anyway, I got to go over there, do a couple of things on my mom's account, and then suddenly I'll be able to go in and get marijuana from my mom. That's
right.
Cool.
Right. And since you're already committing felonies,
yeah,
just get a little for yourself.
I mean, whatever. And the funny thing was, what I said to the woman was, well, what if I pay you in Ric Flair money?
Yeah, she was like, let's go.
And she said yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. I should have said yes.
She was super excited.
That's the thing. 10 years later, I should have said yes. Like if it's me now, I'd be like,
story.
let's go.
For the story, if nothing else.
I mean, come on. What was I thinking?
Say yes.
We should have.
Oh man.
That's a mistake, man.
Yeah. But so it'll be interesting to see what this is all like now. Like how I get the feeling. I mean, obviously they don't follow up, they don't check.
Who gives?
I
mean, really, come on. The whole government needs to just stop giving a shit.
Well, I mean, the difference I told you on the last show, I think the difference in my mom, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, she's walking again, for God's sake.
Amazing.
It's so like
ever since she's been totally fine.
Well, not totally fine. Like she's
I mean,
a little bit of pain, but for the most part, it's like a crazy recovery. It's like those preachers on TV that smack people on the head. I think what they're doing is smacking them with marijuana.
Might be.
And then they get up and walk because
like hallelujah.
That's kind of what's happening.
Hallelujah.
Gene, you just said hallelujah, but like you had a big lip of chaw.
Well,
hallelujah. And then Andy Davis Jr. Hallelujah.
Hi, baby. That's very bad.
I know you're in there, Dean. I can hear your ice cubes rattling.
That's pretty good. Thank
you. That's my Sammy Davis Jr. on the other side of the door from Dean Martin.
Yes, I got it.
I'll be here for, well, another 20 minutes.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So look forward to that.
What about you, man? What's the one that you did that you feel the worst about?
Well, the worst about, I mean, we didn't do, there's some that I just didn't really want to talk about. I may have mentioned this before. It's not that it was bad. I don't think it didn't seem bad at the time, but we did for a stripper school.
What's wrong with that?
Where you would go to learn how to be a stripper. But the thing, it was out of Atlanta.
Of course.
But we only focused on one aspect of it, which was the e-com aspect. Okay. Because they made stripper gift baskets.
Huh?
So when you graduated from stripper school, your friends and family and people who you told you were going to stripper school could buy you a gift basket.
Okay.
So I guess we were the stripper school gift basket company. And
that's kind of funny.
It was a great site. I'm not going to kid you. But yeah,
that is no way worse than
portfolio.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the one site that, to your point of the Ric Flair story and how you really just screwed that up to hell. Jesus.
That opportunity. I regret it.
We had an opportunity to build the Halloween Horror Nights equivalent for Busch Gardens.
Ooh.
We had to build that site. And it come down to us and two other companies, two other shops. And I'm on a call. It's the decision maker, me, and the people representing the other two companies. And they asked for spec work. They said, hey, could you just show us what you're thinking? And I said, I can't speak for the other two companies, but I would love to hear from them. But what you're asking for is called spec work. And I know it's probably an innocent ask. You're not thinking anything, but basically you're asking us to do the work without any promise of getting compensated. And then you could take that work and use it. And the other shop said, yeah, no, it's definitely spec work, but we're cool with it. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go. And at that exact second, like while I'm on this call, Kelly Goto called me. Right. And so I'm on the landline at work. I'm on the landline. Not now. I'm on the landline.
You're on speakerphone.
And she called on my BlackBerry.
You're putting this right in the right time.
I just want to get it in the context. Any Gen Zs listening are like, I feel like I'm watching The Office. I don't know what's happening.
Hell, the BlackBerry.
So I said, all right, we're out. And I just hung up. And I took the call from Kelly, and she had like, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000 worth of work that we did.
Better choice.
Cool.
Better choice.
But Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
And Vera Grissetti. Amazing illustrator, amazing animator, horror in his veins. That sounded wrong.
So let me ask you, as the captain on top of Bureau Digital.
Oh,
How is the industry sort of holding up to that spec work demon? Because I know when I first started in this industry, and for a good 10 years, we were purveyors of not doing that.
I think it's still there. I think the problem with spec work right now is the definition. Because if somebody asks you to show creative, to show concepts, to show architecture, to show whatever, as part of a pitch process, I think that's still wrong. I think you have every option to opt out. There are going to be some other shops that may not have the money that you have.
Right.
They may not have the responsibilities that you have. They may not have and I don't want to say ethics. They may see things differently. Right. But if I were to ask somebody to mow my lawn and they said, okay, I'll be over on Saturday. I said, actually, could you just mow it once for me at no cost so I can see what it looks like?
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
But other people don't. They'd be like, yeah, sure. I'll even edge and trim. But I think the problem becomes there's some shops that their new business strategy, and I've seen it work really well. They build something for a client they don't have, not even knowing the client.
Yeah.
And they use that. They send it to them and say, hey, this is a prototype we built. We think it would be so badass for y'all. Just take a look at it. Give us a call. We'd love to be a part of that. And there are people who stand up and go, spec work. Ah!
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's a decision they made, not a criteria to win work.
Right.
So I think that becomes a thing, but maybe that was always there. But yeah, the whole spec work thing, it's still there. And there are situations where people would take it. Like I don't know that Busch Gardens Halloween Horror Nights thing, that could have taken us to a new place, man. And that's what you have to decide. I think Gabe Levine sums it up great every time. It's like if you talk to Gabe about a dispute you're having with a client, and you're going to have to go to that contract, and the very first thing Gabe asks is, how much do you like them?
Right.
It's not,
what it comes down to
about the money. It's not about this, but it's how much you like them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't like them and you don't want to work with them anymore, that's a whole different legal approach than if you like them and you want to come out.
I look at them look at the movie industry, right? How much spec work is done that someone's footing the bill for in a movie industry to get a movie made.
Yeah.
When they have no idea, and then they have to go find investors. I mean, a lot of times, I don't know how the Halloween Horror Nights at Busch Gardens works, but it could be a scenario where that's entertainment. Like it's a different thing almost entirely, right?
Right.
I mean, think about the company that designed that shit in the first place. They probably did a whole fuck ton of spec work to go in there and sell them on this whole idea. And then
you were just a potty mouth.
Engineer this thing.
Probably, I don't know who did that shit, but they probably did a fuck ton of spec work. You kiss my mother with that mouth? Anyway. Yeah, I get it. I mean,
but
if you look at a TV pilot, it's not like the network makes the actors pay for it.
Somebody's paying for it.
The network, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, then they're going to make a bunch of money off it later.
Exactly. That's the whole plan. Now, when DJ, as we all know him now, when DJ decides to fund his own movie, and then get on a little call with Joe and Kamala, gonna have to figure that out. Hopefully, I've got 4 years to figure it out.
Kamala.
Did you watch that video?
I saw that.
Yeah. What was your take on it?
Are you talking about the one where he announced who he was supporting?
Yeah.
I'm with him.
I just mean the video itself.
I don't understand your question.
Did you watch the video? Did you like the video?
I thought it was okay.
You thought it was okay. Okay, what was it about the video what could have made it better?
I mean, it could have been in person. I don't know. Quit leading me. What do you want? Come on. I don't play these games well.
I want a fucking Audi. I want a goddamn $30,000 automobile and some furniture. It's what I want. I'm not going to get it. I don't know. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel overly staged.
Right.
I don't know. There was just something about it, though.
You want a little more production value?
Nah, you know what? Yes. Dwayne Johnson's audio was shitty.
It was like he was doing it from
echoey. He was going with his laptop mic.
I was thinking his kid was holding his phone or something. Like that's what I thought. I was like, okay, I kind of dug like
It could have been, but you just nailed it. That's what was bugging me, and I couldn't figure it out. But it's like
you'll get the DSLR.
First time in your career,
yeah,
I decided to make this announcement. It's super important.
Yeah, and you're like,
and you have your own production company.
Yeah, you own a movie company. Yeah,
you own a damn movie company, man.
Call the guys over.
Use an external mic.
He got drilled in his Instagram by everybody. Like, I don't know if you read those.
No, I didn't.
Like a bajillion comments about, loser, sell out. I'll never support you again. It's like over and over. I'm like, good God.
Do you think he knew he had that many Trump supporters in his?
I think I don't know.
You've got that many followers.
There's who do you if you're at that level, who are you comparing anything to? He knows there's millions of people that are his fans that fall into that who would react that way.
No, I mean, because he comes from wrestling, right?
He knows they're going to react that way.
So you got to figure from wrestling and those damn Canadian Football League fans.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean,
those Rough Riders, they call them that for a reason, Gene.
He had to have known that was going to happen. I don't know that he.
Yeah. I mean, those people weren't buying his tequila anyway.
No. The one video he did, was one, if you scroll down, there's like 4 or 5 ahead where he's like fishing. I think we talked about this last time. And he's got a fucking bottle of tequila.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned it.
And he's like fishing. He reels in a bass. He's like, yeah, and I got my tequila. And I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, so
I mean, I know he's a big dude, but like you weren't drinking that much tequila. Like the bottle was like half empty. I'm like, you'd be drunk off your ass out there.
Cheat day.
Yeah, I'm like, well, tequila's paleo. I don't know if you know that. Like it's.
But he drinks it on cheat day when he eats like.
Yeah, he's like
30 pounds of sushi and 17 giant chocolate chip cookies.
I know, like what the hell, man?
In between pancakes with a massive syrup.
Yeah, pancakes with a pizza on top.
Crap.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. They said, oh my God, how am I going to block on his name now? Phelps. They say Michael Phelps ate 15,000 calories a day, right? I think Dwayne Johnson eats like 15 Michael Phelps a day. So I'm not great with math. That's a lot of calories.
That's a lot more calories.
A lot of calories and tough, really tough.
Chewy, very chewy.
Yeah.
Chewy and meaty, like muscly.
Not good. Right, so I have a dilemma. I know we've got like 10 minutes left. I didn't realize I was going to do this, but I'm going to do this. So we have this young alligator out in the retention pond in front of us.
Yeah.
Calling it Allie, fine. If somebody puts in the comments original name, I will be thrilled that we have a comment. Honestly, I wouldn't care. But Allie's out there.
Okay.
There's this one white crane that shows up at least 2 or 3 times a week to just look at him and squawk, like warning the other white cranes that never show up. Like maybe it's a rehearsal. I don't know what's going on.
Might be his job.
But I know I'm not supposed to feed him or her. I'm not supposed to feed the gator.
You've been feeding him?
Feed the gator, right? And the thing is, you definitely don't feed the gator like human food, right? So we don't. The thing is, if you're going to feed a gator, what you need to do is feed them the entire animal.
Gator food?
Well, yeah. I mean, like you go and you get
like what, your house? What are you talking about?
No, you get a bone-in steak, or whatever. But he needs all the stuff, right? So I'm on this website about
this alligator steak.
Having a gator. No.
Okay.
I'm on this website about, if you have a gator and you need to feed the gator. And this gator is just over 2 feet now, was just under 2 feet before. Just calm down, Gene.
Getting big.
he or she is. Yeah. I don't like to put roles on Allie. Let's just say Allie is getting big. But not big, although there's this pest control company that the guy's like, I think we should call wildlife control. And I was like, you spread pesticides everywhere. Get off the gator, man. Let the gator be free.
Gator B.
So here's the thing that I saw in this website. On this website, it was about how it's, just so the squirrel got hit by a car. I'm going to make the transition now. And I was out for my run and I saw the squirrel on the side of the road. And I was like, oh, he's sleeping. And I was like, no, he's not sleeping. He's obviously been through some trauma. And he's done. Well, I mean, I would have to get gloves and a bag and take him and go, oh, look what fell out of the tree. There was also a big snake that had got, I think it was a water moccasin. I haven't done it, but Gene, should I start collecting roadkill for the gator that is in the retention pond? I'll take your answer off the air.
Okay.
No, seriously, should I?
No.
Don't do it. But he looks at me with those eyes.
I know, Carl. Like, I don't want to read stories about you.
He
in the newspaper.
We're just gonna say he, and then Allie can correct me if I'm wrong. He stares at me with those big eyes and just says, "I haven't moved in 4 days, except to get bigger."
I think he's finding some food because he's staying there.
Yeah,
you got to trust that he knows what to do, or she.
There's some turtles. That look really nervous. They're soft-shelled turtles. I don't know that he knows that.
He probably does.
I've told him. They call them soft shell.
Look, if you're gonna feed it roadkill, just get the thing and give it to him. Don't store it anywhere.
Oh God, no. I got to go to my storage unit. I'll be right back. No, I wouldn't be that. I mean, the thing is, it's like, oh, roadkill in the car, and then this and that, and just or I could just, I could just go and boop. I could go buy some fish.
Yeah.
Feed him some guppies.
Yeah. I don't know that you
How big is your aquarium? Oh, it's big enough.
Oh, it's big.
About like a retention pond.
Yeah.
So you don't think I should feed him?
No. You're eventually going to have to deal with this thing.
No, I don't.
Well, maybe not.
Boy's going to call wildlife.
Maybe not you, but someone's going to have to
Well, I don't think it's fair.
It's going to eat somebody's dog at some point.
Look, he came in. It's a retention pond completely surrounded by a parking lot.
Okay.
And a fence.
Somebody's
going to literally have to lift their dog over the fence.
Well, how did you think it got through the fence when it was really small?
No.
Oh.
I think it came in from the ditch. I think there's like a sewer drain.
So it can get in and out. I got you.
Off.
Yeah.
I think he came in. He hasn't left since.
Yeah. Well, if it gets super hungry, he'll figure it out.
I wear flip-flops around him.
Watch your toes, bro. Watch your toes, bro.
That. Which I think is a perfect analogy for running a web shop.
Watch your toes around alligators? Yes.
Yeah, and don't feed the client.
No.
Because you're going to have to deal with that one day.
They get bigger and bigger.
Do they?
Not really.
Not when I'm in charge.
Oh, no.
Bleed them, toss them, bring me the next one.
Bleed them, toss.
Yeah, we do client service.
Pretty much it. That was it for years.
Gene Crawford, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Good conversation, man.
Good stuff.
Don't feed the gator.
Don't feed the gator. Especially the number 3. Yeah. Our defense is questionable, but our
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it at that.
Hey, you know what happens on Saturday?
What?
Florida plays
South
USC. Carolina.
Yeah. I don't care.
We should talk about that.
We should, but
no, not now. After the game.
Okay. We can do that.
We'll do that. Gene.
All right, man.
I need food.
Same.
Thinking roadkill.
Gator food.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you.